A metal ring of width W is made by first cutting a circular disc and then cutting a circular hole exactly in the center of this disc. This is shown in the diagram. A machine produces many of these rings each day. The diameter of the discs are normally distributed with the mean 32 centimeters and a standard deviation 0.7 centimeters. We need to define this variable. D follows normal distribution with the mean 32, standard deviation 0.7. Find the distribution of the radii of these discs. Since R equals 1/2 times D, we can get E of R equals 1/2 times 32 equals 16. Variance of R equals, remember, 1/2 squared times 0.7 squared equals 0.1225. In other words, this R follows normal distribution with the mean 16, variance 0.1225. B, 87% of the radii of the discs is more than K centimeters. Find K. We are given probability of R greater than K equals 0.87. Remember, for this inverse normal, this area is always a probability of x less than x. We know for continuous distribution, the area under the curve is the probability. In other words, probability of x less than x equals 1 minus probability of x greater than x. For this question, we will say probability of R less than K equals 1 minus 0.87, which is 0.13. So K equals inverse norm. Area is 0.13. Mean is 16. Standard deviation is square root 0.1225. Let's go to calculator. 0.13 as the area. Mean is 16. Standard deviation is the square root 0.1225. Enter. Answer is 15.6. So remember, when you're looking for inverse norm, you have to change it into probability of R less than K, so that you can get this area. The radii of the holes are normally distributed with the mean 12.5 centimeters and a standard deviation 0.24 centimeters. Calculate the probability that the width of a randomly chosen ring is more than 3.05 centimeters. Let's define this variable. The radii of the holes follows normal distribution with 12.5 as the mean, 0.24 as the standard deviation. This W as the width of this ring equals R minus H. So we get E of W equals 16 minus 12.5 equals 3.5. Variance of W equals, we will use this formula, plus or minus, we will change into plus. The coefficient of R is 1, the coefficient of H is 1. Variance of W equals 0.1225 plus 0.24 squared equals 0.1801. So W follows normal distribution with mean 3.5, variance 0.1801. Remember, sigma equals square root 0.1801. We are looking for probability of W greater than 3.05. Lower bound is 3.05, upper bound is infinity. Mean is 3.5. Standard deviation is square root 0.1801. Enter. Answer is 0.856. Let's go to D. 45% of the width of the ring is more than G centimeters. Sketch the diagram and find G. We already figured out W follows normal distribution with the mean 3.5, variance 0.1801. We are given probability of W greater than G equals 0.45. Let's sketch this diagram. Show the mean 3.5. Just make sure this G is on the right side of 3.5. It's good enough. That's all. We need to find this G. So we need to figure out probability of W less than G equals 1 minus 0.45 equals 0.55, which means G equals inverse norm. Area is 0.55. Mean is 3.5. Standard deviation is square root 0.1801. Let's go to calculator. Area 0.55. Mean 3.5. Standard deviation square root 0.1801. Enter. Answer is 3.55.